Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation on virtual tape backup for IBM. Rest in peace, physical tape. My name is Axe Signer, Vice President of Solutions here at Electronic Storage Corporation. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have been in business for over 30 years. We are a software developer, so here in our Tulsa office, we have our own programming staff, as well as our own customer service and technical support staff. We are an IBM registered business partner and a Microsoft certified partner. So let's get started and let's get digital. Why? Because virtual tape is ease and efficiency. So what we're talking about is a solution that can be easily integrated with your existing backup procedures because it's basically just like physical tape, only you're saving to disk, of course. Efficiency means that your backups are going to be much more reliable. Your backups are going to be much faster than physical tape, and no one has time for delays, which we all know that in some cases there are delays in backing up using physical tape, whether it's tape malfunction, failures, um, physical tape libraries and tape devices are aging and break down more often, things like that. So risk, no thank you. So there are risks, of course, to physical tape, whether they can get lost, misplaced, mislabeled. And then so there is a risk of losing a tape backup as compared to virtual tape, which we'll talk about how that can eliminate the risk of using physical tape. Recovery, probably the number one thing in terms of virtual tape, being able to recover anytime that you need a particular library, object, member, because you can set up a virtual tape solution so that all of your backups are online, available anytime that you need to recover any kind of file or even a full system recovery. So just like tape, you're able to recover at a disaster recovery site. You're able to recover a system that needs the OS, licensed internal code, as well as all the user libraries and everything that was saved on a full system save. Backup consistency. So being able to consistently run your backups without any issues or delays means that you're going to have better data protection for your IBM system. So we feel the need for speed. Probably another main capability of virtual tape backup is the speed of the saves compared to physical tape. So we just have a basic chart here going all the way up to LTO9 at 400 megasecond, where as a VTL solution can go up to 850 megasecond. So, and this is not even accounting for multiple tape devices that you might be using as a parallel save. Fiber channel bandwidth between the IBM side and the virtual tape library side, where you can go as high as 32 gig fiber channel connectivity. Utilize NPIV for creating multiple tape devices that you can use to perform saves. So really what you're getting is a shorter backup window that you're able to accomplish your saves, which is going to save you quite a bit of time in case the system is down for during the backup process. So how to replace your physical tape? Will it work with what you're doing today? And the answer is simply yes. So it becomes a simple transition from physical tape to virtual tape simply because you're able to use your existing backup commands, BRMS, go save, go backup, robot save. Whatever you're currently doing today will work exactly the same way, including restricted state full system saves. Remote management, the ability to anytime load a tape from wherever you are, say you work from home, then you're able to at any time load a tape into a virtual tape library to perform a restore to another partition, to the same partition, And it also easily lets you remotely manage any of your virtual tapes from anywhere, because you can have a simple web interface to access those tapes. Fully automate your backups. So no more loading, no more physically loading and unloading tapes from the tape drive on a daily basis. No more removing and labeling and adding tapes from your physical tape library. All of your tapes are online, available virtually, so that anytime you need to run a backup, the tape is automatically loaded, ready to go to perform the save, and this is going to be occurring on a daily basis. Multi-thread feature. So a multi-thread feature in a virtual tape library solution allows the backups to run quite a bit faster than tapes. So it's one of the key features in a virtual tape solution that does increase the speed of the backup. So going twice as fast as tape to go virtual tape. Also unlimited tape library. So for example, our virtual tape library can hold up to 16,000 virtual tapes, which for probably 99.9% of the companies out there, that's more than enough virtual tape slots to hold their dailies, weekly, monthly, yearly tapes on disk, available anytime to restore, and also available anytime that you are going into an audit function of taking a look at what you're backing up, what tapes you have available. All of that will be shown within an interface so that an audit can easily be done. Automate, archive, and purge. So this is important too, because it gives you the ability to set your retentions on your tapes so that they're removed from the virtual tape library as needed based on daily, weekly, monthly retentions. The ability to archive tapes. So a long-term tape, say a yearly that you store for, say, 7 years, the ability to archive that to alternate storage, whether that is even to tape, right, where you could keep a copy on disk as well as a copy on tape, whether it's taking that tape and moving it to, say, cloud storage for long-term retention as opposed to local disk. So, and then another capability with virtual tape library is the ability to replicate tapes, cloud storage, disaster recovery site, both, and even replication to physical tape. And this is one of the things that even protects your data even more because of the ability to replicate, keeping 2 copies of your backups. Whereas today, if you are using physical tape, you're limited really just to 1 copy of your save. Okay, so I was going to go through a live demo of our particular solution, LaserVault Vital, VITL. First thing I want to go through is the simple to use web interface for logging in and configuring your VTL solution with certain parameters that you're going to use within the solution to match how you have this set up, but also to create your virtual tapes. And even if you needed to manually, for whatever reason, needed to manually load a tape into a virtual drive. But other than that, setting up the system, creating your tapes, your backups are going to run directly from the IBM I side. They're going to be completely automated from the IBM I side using your existing backup procedure. So the first thing I want to go through is simply some of the configuration options within any tape library or tape device that you define. So in the properties here for this tape library, we have a name, which corresponds to this menu option on the left, which I'll show you in a minute. One of the key things to note here in the library path are the options that you have for storage. So we have customers, clients that have a physical server with disk storage on that server for their backups. May have a second server at a disaster recovery site or co-location in which they're replicating those backups to a second server. Both servers have storage. We have many customers that connect LaserVault to storage. And there's lots of course, different options. Any SAN or NAS storage that you currently have that you would like to leverage for your IBM I backups, simply point that library path to that storage, to that network attached storage, or to that SAN. That way, LaserVault can write and store the backups directly to that storage. Now, some notable backup solutions that we connect to with many of our clients would include Rubrik, Cohesity, Exagrid, NetApp, and several different others out there that if you're looking at a backup solution for all of your other platforms, you could integrate your IBM iSaves to that backup solution simply by pointing LaserVault to that storage. We emulate from LTO2 all the way to LTO8. Now, two things to note about these Ultrium options. Number one is there's no storage limit on the virtual tapes for any of these LTO options. Number two, they do not relate to speed. So whether you're, say, I want to choose LTO2 for whatever reason, it's just as fast as LTO8. Again, none of these have a storage limitation. So if your backup is 10 terabytes, the entire full backup, 10 terabytes, will fit on one tape, no matter which Ultrium you choose. Storage slots. So I have this tape library set to 48 storage slots. What's great is you can go in and increase that number of storage slots anytime you need to create more tapes. So if you need to create more daily tapes, weekly, whatever, your retention changes, you need more slots, you can go up to 16,350 storage slots for your virtual tapes, which is really an unlimited tape library. And that doesn't cost you anything in terms of licensing or any other fees to increase that number anytime that you need more tapes. Our data block file count feature, this is our multi-thread feature to where you can set this anywhere from 0 all the way to 32 files. So what happens here is that, yes, a tape gets loaded into the drive, your save is running, but we're writing to multiple files during the backup. And in this case, we're writing it to 8 files. So as the backup is running, we're writing the data to multiple files, even though it's just one virtual tape. And the sweet spot for speed is anywhere from 8 to 16 files. We also have a write cache feature and a read cache feature. Both of those are, the write cache would be, you can tweak this number, 16, again, 8 to 16. Many times 16 is the fastest write speed for performing your backup, so you can set that number to 16 if you want, and it could be faster. Read cache is for restore speed. We also do multi-thread read or multi-thread restore of the data. So if the data does span multiple files, TDP files, then we're going to run restore across multiple paths. And what's good about this too is that your restores, not only are your saves much faster, and all of your virtual tapes can be available to load and restore from, but restores are also much faster. You know how tape will stream through the tape to locate the file head to the file location. Well, virtual tape can go right to that file location, and the restore begins immediately. So no waiting on a tape to stream through during a restore. Compression. So our product comes standard with compression, and this can be similar to tape compression. It also can be more. It just depends on how much IFS data that you're saving. But an average compression is around 4-to-1 compression of the data. Data deduplication. Now, our product does have a data deduplication license feature that can reduce your backup 10-to-1. So it can more than double compression, and in some cases it can even more than double compression, depending on how often your data changes within your IBM I system. So what this does, data deduplication, it does do compression. encryption is available for either compression or encryption. You can have encryption there. But data deduplication just looks at block by block and only saves blocks of data that have new or changed data. Any blocks that already have been saved, that where the data is not new or changed, then those blocks are not saved because they already exist. So that's available within our product. Also, replication and retention. So if you're looking to create a capability of maintaining 2 copies of your backup, you have a local on-prem copy that you're saving to disk, whether it's local disk on a server or network attached storage, because that gives you the save speed, the backup speed, as opposed to where you probably wouldn't back up directly to cloud storage because of the network attached speed to the cloud storage. So save locally and then replicate. So you can replicate within LaserVault to Amazon S3, Microsoft Azure, and also Wasabi. Those are the 3 predefined parameter screens that we have set up in LaserVault for replication to cloud. And replication to cloud can be all of your dailies each day, weeklies, monthlies, yearlies, quarterlies. You can set it up to where maybe you only want to replicate your monthlies to the cloud storage, and you can have different retentions. For the local copy, you can have a different retention. Maybe it's a shorter retention, and then for your cloud storage replicated copies, you could set a longer retention on those backups. So this gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how do you want to manage your local storage for your dailies, weeklies, monthly saves, and how you want to manage your replication copy in terms of those retentions. Now, if you're using BRMS, typical retentions are going to be managed by your media policies, where expired tapes become initialized and then get to be reused once they've met their retention based on their media policy within BRMS. So if you are using that solution for your backups, just remember that everything that you currently do with your media policies, control groups, everything you do within BRMS can easily be integrated into doing the same with a virtual tape library such as LaserVault. So let's take a look at this tape library. We have a tape drive here. Now again, you do have NPI capability with LaserVault using fiber channel. So with LaserVault, say you have a server or a VM instance, but you do within that VM have a fiber channel HBA that's available to that VM to be the IBM connection, just like a physical tape library or a physical tape device. So that fiber channel can be directly connected to the IBM fiber channel port or through a switch. NPIV is available where you can have up to 64 devices, tape devices, per fiber channel connection that's available to LaserVault through the switch or directly connected. So that gives you the ability for a single fiber channel port within LaserVault to define multiple devices, whether those are going to be shared on partitions, whether you're going to have multiple tape devices on a partition to run parallel saves, or multiple control groups where each control group uses a drive within the tape library. It's really just however you'd like to configure this system to either match what you're currently doing today with physical tape, add more virtual tapes for faster backups, and create more tapes for more partitions as your system grows, if that might be the case. So here within this screen are simply all of the virtual tapes that reside in the tape library assigned to particular slots. You do have the ability to move a tape manually into a drive and back into its slot if you need to do that, or you can just do star unload and that moves the tape back into its previous slot, and therefore the drive is empty. But this gives you the ability to quickly see your tape inventory. Whether you, even if you're using BRMS, you can always go here to this interface to see what tapes you have within the tape library to be used for daily, weekly, monthly saves. If you needed to load one of these saves that was a full system save, you could move that any full system save tape into the drive to do a demode IPL from that virtual tape. You can also click on labels, and you can see which libraries are in that save, the sequence, and also the size of of each of the libraries. Just a quick reference there, just so you can see what's on that tape. And of course, if you're using BRMS, all that information plus the objects that are saved in the backup. And that's the thing too, is that anytime you go in to do a restore, say you might be using BRMS, you select any file, any library object, it will automatically load that volume in the drive and perform the restore. And again, the restore begins immediately because there's no streaming of physical tape. You can go here to create tapes. So click this create button. You can create multiple tapes. You can go ahead and initialize those, which is the same as doing an INZ tape. Create your media. You can put your prefix here. So say you want to create more VT tapes or more daily or weekly or monthly tapes. Simply put the prefix for those tapes here. Click create, and that media is automatically added. And then if you're using BRMS, go ahead and do an add media BRM and get that media into BRMS so that it can be utilized for backups. So really, once this is all set up the way that you want to use the product in terms of storage, fiber channel connectivity, worldwide port names for your devices that are going to be zoned to your different partitions, then you're really just running your backups from the IBM I side. And if we take a look at this, we have TAP MLB V1, which is the LaserVault tape library that we just looked at through the web interface with a tape device. Or you can use this as a tape device instead of a tape library, and that is TAP V2. And when we look at the web interface, that's actually library 2, and here are the tapes that can be used with TAP V2. So this really just depends on, are you replacing a physical tape library? Then you would use LaserVault in the same manner, or replacing a physical tape, and you may be using LaserVault as a tape device instead of a tape library. So you have the options. Okay, so to sum this up, we're running with virtual tape, you're running easier and more efficient saves. Restore, recover, basically instantly, because you're going to be able to have any of your tapes available online as opposed to being stored off-site, such as Iron Mountain, another location. All your tapes are available. And if you're replicating, again, you can replicate to cloud and or disk storage at a DR site or co-location, replicate to tape with, say, Dupe Media BRM or Dupe Tape. So this really doubles the protection of your data in terms of your backups. No worries about delays. Everything is completely automated. Tapes are loaded automatically. Backups run automatically. The next tape for the next backup is loaded automatically. There's no physical movement of tapes. No worries about losing tapes, recovering tapes from wherever they're being stored. You're also getting more consistent in your backups. So your backups are running more consistently, more reliably, less downtime in terms of we had an issue with the backup, didn't run, need to run it again, getting messages about the backup issue. So set this up where it's going to be much more consistent, much more reliable. So bye-bye backup tapes. Rest in peace. Okay, so next step, if you're interested in learning more and how this would work within your backup environment for your IBM side, schedule a custom online demo with us. If you send us an email at info@laservault.com, mention AGC50, we will send you a $50 Amazon gift card when the demo is complete. So that's kind of a little bonus there, but it'll give you a good idea where we can go over the amount of data that you're saving, what the retention is going to be, so that we can help you determine the storage that's going to be required, whether it's using compression, deduplication, talk about how you can replicate for disaster recovery, what that would look like for you, or what you're interested in doing in terms of to a DR side or cloud storage. So all of this can be covered in a demo to give you a better idea of the investment in a virtual tape library such as LaserVault. Additional resources, there's a quick list here of things within the GoToMeeting webinar panel that you can download: sizing questionnaire for a quotation, some testimonials from some of our clients, a data sheet, video, and some really good reasons there to go tapeless for IBM saves. Looks like we have some questions. Yes, it can be used without VRMS for sure. So what if you want to do, if you're doing saves now without VRMS, no problem. You can use the go save commands. Many people use those within a CL program that maybe already have, that may have come with your ERP solution. So you're simply going to want to change the tape device that you're saving to within your go save commands or your go save CL program, and change that over to to the LaserVault tape device, which might be TAPO2. But other than that, those backup commands within Go Save will all work with virtual tape, because to the IBM side, it looks just like tape. It thinks it's saving the tape. So yeah, if you're not using VRMS, don't go out and get it, because you don't need it. Okay, so we are having, after this session ends, we're going to have a drawing for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. We'll notify a winner via email and on our website. So if you're the winner of those, we'll certainly notify you. We also have a recording of this presentation that will be posted on our YouTube channel, and a link will be sent to you all momentarily once that is posted on our YouTube channel, where you can go and view and share with others. Contacting us is simple: info@laservault.com, and then there is our 800 number if you'd like to contact us via phone. We'd love to hear from you and see if there's any way we can help in terms of either replacing physical tape, augmenting your physical tape with a virtual tape solution, replacing an existing virtual tape solution that you might be in the market for something different, something new. Maintenance is going out in your existing system, and we can help you with seeing if you'd like to look at something new that has the capabilities you need to run your IBM backups. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have any more questions. If there are, got about 2 minutes here, but if there are any other questions, you can go ahead and type those in the question and answer feature on the GoToMeeting webinar panel. Do you want to mention a couple things here, that for installation and training, most cases we can do this remotely. LTO 8 is our current highest emulation. So if we go back, and I'll show you. LTO 2, 3, 5, and 8 is our current highest. .32 gig would be, I believe, 32 gig would probably, I believe, is the highest fiber channel connectivity speed for the IBM. although we can go 64 gig on the LaserVault side. Up here at the top right is where you define, oh, this is a TS3100. TS3100. Sure. NPIV settings, so adding another tape device is done here. So this worldwide port name address with control path yes means that it equates to a tape library and a tape device. So just FYI on that. And then simply adding another tape device, you would have another worldwide port name, another entry here, and control path no instead of yes, and you'd have a second tape device listed for this tape library. Again, if this is a physical, this would be a physical fiber channel connection, either through switch or direct attach, then you have up to 64 virtual devices for this single fiber channel port. Yes, you can change the write cache to 16 on any time that you need, anytime you want. Now, once you do that, so go here and change this to 16. You can go ahead and change that. Go to here and start and stop. Stop the emulator service. You don't have to vary off the tape library or anything, and then go back and start it. So that'll set that change to permanent until you change it to whatever you want. You could change read cache to 16 also. So you could change both of those, stop and start the service, and then that is set for that particular time. So yeah, anytime you want to change these, you can do that. Just stop and start the tape emulation service. Okay, wonderful. Well, we're going to wrap this up because we're 2 minutes past. Sorry about that. So anyway, thanks everybody for your time. And please let us know if you have any questions. Shoot us an email or give us a phone call. You can get to me directly, actually, through extension 1001. But I also get the info@laservault.com emails, and we will certainly reply to you with any questions you might have. And if you'd like to set up a demo, we could certainly do that and learn about how virtual tape might help your backup of your IBM I data. Anyway, thanks everyone for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.